first information should reach to up to you that who are the Hindu. I think that you have some conception in your mind. Whether the conception is good or bad, I cannot say. But here, it is required to explain that who is Hindu. In this regard, actually, no proper definition is given by our legislature. If you go through the provision, you will not get any proper definition which is given by the parliament. Either you go through the Hindu Marriage Act, or go to Hindu Succession Act, or go to Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act, or go through Hindu Minority or Guardianship Act. Anywhere you will not any definition of Hindu which is being provided. Now the question is, because we are going to discuss the Hindu law, the question is that to whom the act will apply. In this regard, if you go through the provisions which are given in your enactments, I have repeated the name of the enactments. 4 enactments are actually being legislated by Parliament. One is Hindu Marriage Act 1955. One is Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act 1956. The third one, Hindu Minority and Guardianship Act 1956. Hindu Succession Act 1956. If you go through the section 2 of the Hindu Marriage Act, if you have their provision, I think this will help you more. If you go through the 2, subsection 1, you will get the provision that to whom this act will apply. So this is very important. If you go the provision that to whom the act will apply, then please go section 2, subsection 1. What is written? The act shall apply. There are 3 persons which are being provided. The act shall apply the first to the persons who are Hindu by religion in any of its form or development, including Veer Shiva, Lingayat, followers of Arya Samaj, Pratna Samaj and Brahma Samaj. This is the first thing which is being provided. So here this act will apply to the persons who are Hindu by religion, either in any of its form or development, including Veer Shiva, Lingayat, follower of Brahma Samaj, Pratna Samaj and Arya Samaj. The second, this act will also apply the second class to the person who are Jain, Sikh, Buddha by religion. The third class, this act will also apply to the persons who are not Muslim, Christian, Parsis or Jews. Okay? So actually I want to discuss the first 3 names which is provided under section 2 subsection 1. The first thing, this act will apply to the persons who are of the Hindu by religion. Now Hindu by religion means what? Again the same question will be before you. Hindu by religion means what? Who are the Hindu by religion? Because I have pointed out that legislation does not define the Hindu. Therefore, the same question will come before you, that who are the Hindu? Therefore, here it is very much important for me to refer one case, important case of the Supreme Court. And this case is of 1966. The name of the case is Sastry versus Muldas. In this, Gajendra Gadkar Justice, he defined the meaning of the Hindu. This is case, I again repeating, this is the case of 1966 Supreme Court. The name of the case is Sastry versus Muldas. And here, the judge was the Gajendra Gadkar Justice. And he defined the meaning of the Hindu. What was the fact of the case? I will narrate before you. Then I will come on the decision. Fact of the case simple. There was one sampradaya. I think you are all knowing well meaning of the sampradaya. There was community. There was one sampradaya. The name of the sampradaya was Swami Narayan Sampradaya. This sampradaya actually had one temple, and here other party was Muldas, who was actually the president of Mahadalit Gujarat Sangh. He wanted to enter in the temple of Swami Narayan Sampradaya, and Swami Narayan Sampradaya just want to seek the injunction against this Muldas that he should not be allowed to enter in the temple. The fact of the case was very simple one. I am repeating again. There was one person, Muldas, who wanted to enter in the temple of Swami Narayan Sampradaya and worship therein. Swami Narayan's temple, the person who were in management of the Swami Narayan temple, they seek the court in order to get the injunction that this Muldas should not be allowed to enter in the temple. The argument of the Muldas was that this temple was the Hindu temple, and according to the Bombay Hindu Entry Temple legislation, he has a right to enter in the temple and worship therein. So therefore, he was actually pleading that he was getting the by way of legislation which was passed in Bombay, and the name of the legislation, I am repeating again, the name of the legislation was Bombay Hindu Temple Entry Legislation. His argument was very simple. He was arguing that since this temple is Hindu nature temple, therefore he has every right to enter in the temple and worship therein by the force of this legislation. But actually, this was being denied from the side of the Swami Narayan Sampradaya. The argument from the side of the Swami Narayan Sampradaya was the temple was not Hindu temple because Swami Narayan sect is not the Hindu sect. Therefore, the temple did not belong to Hindu. Since the temple was not the Hindu, therefore the president of Mahadalit Gujarat Sangh, he had no right to enter in the temple and worship therein. Now the question before the Supreme Court was in this case, very plain question was that whether the Sampradaya was the Hindu Sampradaya or not. How can it will be said that this is the Hindu Sampradaya? So that's why Gajendra Gadkar Justice, he has laid down a definition of the Hindu. And this definition of the Hindu which was laid down by the Gajendra Gadkar, just I am you. The main thing which was being argued by the Gajendra Gadkar justice, he was actually pointing out that whether we can define the Hindu or not, whether we can define the Hindu or not. He was pointed out that definition of the Hindu cannot be given exhaustively, but for the purpose of this case, he has given the definition of the Hindu. What definition is given, that is very important to mention. He has pointed out that Hindu class, it has many variations. There are so many sections in the Hindu class. They have different god and goddess. They are also having the different religious practices. Different god and goddess, it means diversity is here. And since there is a diversity, therefore, this is very important that to know that who can be called as a Hindu. He has actually laid down the two tests for Hindu. One, that philosophy of the Hindu may be different. You can get different section of the Hindus, but one thing common, what is that? The philosophy of the Hindu is that they are drawing their sources from Vedas. They are accepting Vedas as their paramount authority. And they are drawing the principle from the Vedas. So the first test which is laid down by the Gajendra Gadkar justice in this case, and that was very important one, and that first test was that who can be called as a Hindu? Any section who derives the authority from the Vedas and who derives the principle from the Vedas. So the first test is, which is laid down by the Gajendra Gadkar justice, that any section of the Hindu who accept the Vedas as their paramount authorities and derive their principle from that Vedas, they are being classified as. The second test which is laid down, that is also very important. In Hindu, you can get one thing. What is that? Creation, maintenance and dissolution. Creation means your life is being created. Maintenance means the life is being maintained. And dissolution means the life is being dissolved. I think that this concept we have in our Hindu law. This concept we have, what is that? Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. What is the role of the Brahma? Brahma is known as a creator. He creates. Vishnu, he is known as maintainer of the society. And Shankar, Mahesh, is known as a destroyer of the life. So that's why here Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh, these are the three gods. One is maintaining the life, another is creating the life, and the last one is dissolving the right. So this is very important here, that this philosophy, that life can be, hello, any problem, any person?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. So now here actually, this is the concept under the Hindu law, that life is created, life is maintained, and life is being dissolved. That is very important. Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. Why I am telling? I am telling because Hindu philosophy is that believes in the rebirth. Rebirth means this is the word which is known, that is called as Punarjanam. Hindi word is Punarjanam, rebirth. So Hindu law has this philosophy of rebirth. And the second philosophy, pre-existence of life. Pre-existence of life, both are actually supporting with each other. One is rebirth. Rebirth means a life is being created and dissolved, and the second life will come. But Atma will be the same. So these two philosophies are actually the main philosophy of the Vedas. And this philosophy has been accepted throughout all sections of the Hindus. This is being accepted throughout all sections of the Hindu. They believe in the two things. They are accepting Vedas as a paramount authority. And second thing, they are believing in the rebirth, Punarjanam. They are believing in the rebirth, Punarjanam. So this is the two things which is very important. One is Punarjanam. Another is philosophy that is Vedas treated as an authority. Now, these two tests are being laid down by the Gajendra Gadkar Justice in order to know that whether Swami Narayan Sampradaya is the Hindu Sampradaya or not. If it is Hindu Sampradaya, then naturally this Bombay Hindu Temple Act will apply, and Muldas, who was the Mahadalit president of the Mahadalit Gujarat Sangh, he has a right to enter in the temple and worship therein. So this question is being actually answered by the Gajendra Gadkar Justice, that Swami Narayan Sampradaya, it was the Sampradaya which was actually one of the section of the Hindu. Why? Because they are also accepting the Vedas as their paramount authorities. They also drawn the principles of the Vedas, and they actually drawn the principle from the Veda and applied their own Sampradaya. So first test was being fulfilled. And the second test, Swami Narayan Sampradaya, the second test also being fulfilling. And the second test was that they believe in the rebirth. Punarjanam, they believe in. They also believe in pre-existence of the life. So since both the tests were being fulfilled by the Swami Narayan Sampradaya, therefore Gajendra Gadkar Justice, he gave the decision that Swami Narayan Sampradaya is one of the Sampradaya which is being classified as a Hindu Sampradaya. Since this was the Hindu Sampradaya, therefore the temple which is maintained by Swami Narayan Sampradaya, this temple is also being called as Hindu temple. And once this was a Hindu temple, then President of Mahadalit Gujarat Sangh, Muldas, he had every right to enter in the temple and worship therein. So now I am putting before you a very relevant decision of the Supreme Court, and this decision was being delivered by the Justice Gajendra Gadkar, and he also laid down the two tests in order to determine whether the section is the Hindu section or not. I am repeating again. First test, that Hindu section of the society, they are accepting the Vedas as their paramount authority. They are accepting Vedas as their paramount authority. The second test, they also believe in the rebirth and pre-existence of the life. Since both the tests are being fulfilled by the Swami Narayan Sampradaya, therefore, Justice declared that this is the Swaminarayan Sampradaya, which is the Hindu section of the society, Hindu section of the religion. Therefore, the temple which is maintained, that is the Hindu temple, and since this is the Hindu temple, therefore Bombay Hindu temple entry legislation will apply, and Mooldas, president of Mahadalit Gujarat Sangh, he has every right to enter in the temple and worship therein. Now, two tests you should always retain in your mind. I am repeating again. The first test, that is, Veda should be accepted as paramount authority, and sect will derive their principle from the Vedas. And the second test is birth and pre-existence of life. Now, I am putting question before you. Suppose any Hindu section of society which does not fulfill these twin tests, twin money, two tests, whether they cannot be called as a Hindu. Here I want to make clear that this test was no doubt laid down by the Gajendra Gadkar justice. If any society fulfill this two tests, naturally it is clear that society belongs to Hindu society. But if any of the tests has not been fulfilled by the society, even though the society has also been classified as a Hindu society. So please be clear in your mind what test was being laid down by Gajendra Gadkar justice. That was not very final one. That was very final one, but this was helping in order to determine that who is Hindu. So any section who fulfilled twin test, they are being categorized as a Hindu. So now Hindu by religion, this is the first word which is provided in your their section 2 subsection 1. Hindu by religion means what? I have already pointed out, Hindu by religion is not defined by the legislation. Parliament has not defined anywhere that who are Hindu. This is Gajendra Gadkar justice who defined that who are the Hindu, and this test is being laid down by the Gajendra Gadkar justice. Okay, now I am proceeding. Another word which is provided in your bare provision. What is written, the act will apply the first clause to the person who are Hindu by religion in any of its form or development. Two words I am catching again. One is form means what? And another word that is development was. What is meaning by development? Form means prarup. Hindi word is very clear. Form means what? Form means this is the prarup. Prarup माने अलग अलग रूप हो सकते हैं. तो हिंदू रिलीजन के जो रूप है, फॉर्म है, जो प्रारूप है, वो अलग अलग हो सकते हैं. वो जो प्रारूप अलग अलग हैं, उनके अलग अलग होने के बाद भी उन्हें हिंदू माना जाता है. अब ये कौन कौन से फॉर्म है? व्हाट आर द फॉर्म्स which actually classified as a Hindu? Form, I think that you are knowing well that there are different sections of the Hindu society. They are having different principles. Some, they are believing in the Dharma marg, Bhakti marg. Second, they believing in Gyan marg. Third, they believing in the Karma marg. So these three you can get. Some they believing in the Gyan marg. I think that this is not a new word for you. Gyan means, Hindu religion means the religion which is giving the Gyan. Gyan means wisdom. This is Gyan marg. The second one, Bhakti marg. It means you can achieve the salvation by way of bhakti. You should have devotion to the God. The third, that is Karma Marg, Gita. What is written in Gita? It is written in Gita that karmadeva adhikaraste. It means only you have the thing to do something. This is being yours. The result is in the hand of some other person. This is in the hand of the God. So therefore you can get the form. Here three form you can get in the Hindu. One is called as Gyan Marg, second is called as Bhakti Marg, and third one is called as Karma Marg. So this is the different form you can get from the Hindus. So these three form you can get. Some believe in the Gyan Marg, some believe in Bhakti Marg, and some believe in Karma Marg. Karma means that is Gita. So Gita is always giving the lesson to have full control over your act, but you have no control over your results. So that's why it is very important that forms of Hindu, this is different one. Some believe in Bhakti Marg, some believe in Karma Marg, some believe in Gyan Marg. Now another form you can get in the Hindu law. Nirgun and Sagun. This is the Hindi word. Nirgun means jahan form nahi hota, there is no form. God has no form. You can very well worship the God under belief that God has no any shape. God has no any physical body. This is called as Nirgun Marg. The second one, this is called as the Sagun. Sagun means what? Sagun means that God has a face like Hanumanji, Ramchandji. So they are worshipping in both the form. Some believing that this is the Sagun. Sagun means the God has a form, God has a shape, God has a face, God has a body. And some they believe in the Nirgun. Nirgun means God has no any form at all. So this is another form you can get in the Hindus. Some are believing in the Nirgun and some are believing in the Sagun. The third form you can get, some are believing in Akhand Brahmacharya and some are believing in Sadgirhast. Sadgirhast means Girhast. Girhast means that you should maintain the home, you should maintain your wife and children. This is called as Girhast Marg. So some Hindu, they are believing in Girhast Marg. Some Hindu, they are believing not in Girhast but Akhand Brahmacharya. So this is another form. So whatever that may be, the form may be different. If any Hindu having different form, they are being all called as Hindu. So that's why the word which is used in a bare provision, that Hindu by religion, in any of its form. Second word, or development. Form means इसके रूप अलग अलग हो सकते हैं. रूप में मैंने आपको 2-3 रूप बताए. कुछ ज्ञान मार्ग में विश्वास करते हैं, कुछ भक्ति मार्ग में विश्वास करते हैं, कुछ कर्म मार्ग में विश्वास करते हैं, कुछ निर्गुण भगवान में विश्वास करते हैं, कुछ सगुण भगवान में विश्वास करते हैं, कुछ गृहस्थी में विश्वास रखते हैं और कुछ अखंड ब्रह्मचर्य में विश्वास रखते हैं. तो आप देखें हिंदू के बड़े डिफरेंट फॉर्म हैं, लेकिन जितने भी फॉर्म हैं वो सबके सब हिंदू माने जाएंगे. यानी कि जो भी इससे कोई मतलब नहीं है. अगर वह हिंदू धर्म से है, रिलीजन से हिंदू है, तो उन्हें हिंदू माना जाएगा. So this is the first word I want to explain. Two word I have to explain. One word I have explained, that is what is the meaning of Hindu. I have referred the decision of Supreme Court and the justice which has delivered the decision, that was the Gajendra Gadkar. He has pointed out twin test. And the second I have explained what is the meaning of the form. Form means what is the different form of the religion. Now the third word which is provided in a bare provision, development. Development means what? Hindu, actually this religion is being developed from phases. Earlier the society was pastoral. Later on the society became the agriculture. And on the society also being moving towards the industrialization. So society, this is not constant. And since the society was not constant, therefore the religion has also not been constant. It is actually developing. And this development is gradual. This is not a spontaneous development. Therefore, you can get in the Hindu religion different reformers. Reformers, you can get different reformers in the Hindu religion. Some reformers, they are actually reforming the Hindu. Why they are reforming? The reason is very clear. Reformation is being made. Why? Because if any practice of the Hindu, which is very, you can say, cruel practice, or any practice which is not the practice which is practices, actually reformers, they stop it. Cruel practices, I can very well give the example that Sati Pratha. This was one of the practice which was also the part of the Hindu religion, and it was discarded by the reformers. So this is being actually reformation which is made in the Hindu law. So this is being developed. Reformation does not mean that reformation means this is not Hindu. If they are reforming Hindu religion and abrogating any practice, then even though abrogation does not mean that this is not Hindu. I have given the example, and that example is the Sati Pratha. Sati Pratha, here reformation has been made. And in Hindu religion, Sati Pratha was being discarded. Whether we can section which has discarded this, is, they are not Hindu, even though this is reformation which is made in Hindu law. But they are being called as Hindus. The second, some immoral practices, they are also being adopted in Hindu. And these immoral practices, I think that you are all knowing well, dancing girls. Actually, in temples, there was the practice that dancing girls, they were being engaged in order to glorify the temples. This was immoral practice. These dancing girls, they were actually being used later on, not for the temple purposes, but the dancing in the royal family. So this practice was later on actually kept in the form of the corruption. Therefore, this practice was being stopped. And now the Hindu, which we have right, this dancing girl practice, it was being stopped. When it was being stopped, we cannot say this is the new Hindu. This is the old Hindu, not new one. This is the old Hindu. So therefore, the word please always have in your mind. These two words very important. One is form. Form means प्रारूप. किसी भी प्रकार का हिंदू धर्म हो सकता है. डेवलपमेंट माने कुछ हिंदू सेक्शन बहुत ज्यादा डेवलप हो चुके हैं, कुछ हिंदू सेक्शंस में अभी डेवलपमेंट नहीं हुआ है. इसलिए जहां डेवलपमेंट हो चुका है वो ये नहीं कह सकते कि ये हिंदू नहीं है, कोई और संप्रदाय है, या जहां डेवलपमेंट नहीं हुआ है वो लोग कह सकते हैं कि ये हिंदू नहीं है. कहा गया कोई भी डेवलपमेंट हो, कोई भी फॉर्म हो, ये हिंदू माना जाएगा. तो हमने पहले क्लास में जो शब्द लिखे हुए थे उन सब आपके सामने एक्सप्लेन किया. पहला शब्द हिंदू बाय रिलीजन मींस व्हाट, द सेकंड वर्ड हिंदू इन एनी इट्स फॉर्म मींस व्हाट, और हिंदू इन एनी इट्स डेवलपमेंट मींस व्हाट. आगे हम बढ़ते हैं. आई एम जस्ट प्रोसीडिंग, इंक्लूडिंग द वीर शिवा एंड लिंगायत. Both the name, I think that we are living in the Kasi, and here the important thing in the Kasi is that we have the temples of the Shiva. This is the city of the Shiva. Lingayat and Veer Shiva, both are the follower of the Lord Shiva. दोनों ये किसके फॉलो करने वाले हैं? ये भगवान शिव को फॉलो करने वाले हैं. अगर ये भगवान शिव को फॉलो करने वाले दोनों हैं तो इनमें दोनों के दो नाम क्यों हैं? एक का लिंगायत वीर शिवा। देखिए ये दोनों फॉलोअर्स जो लिंगायत और वीर शिवा है, दे आर डिस्कार्डिंग ब्रह्मा। ये ब्रह्मा को क्या करते हैं, ये ब्रह्मा को डिस्कार्ड करते हैं। दे डू नॉट बिलीव इन द ब्रह्मा। फर्क क्या है दोनों में? व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस इन बिटवीन टू लिंगायत एंड वीर शिवा? लिंगायत एंड वीर शिवा, they are the hard towards the ब्रह्मा। ये ब्रह्मा को बिल्कुल रिजेक्ट कर देते हैं, बिल्कुल एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते हैं। दे आर नॉट एक्सेप्टिंग द ब्रह्मा, दे आर एक्सेप्टिंग द ओनली शिवा। एंड लिंगायत, दे आर लेसर। द डिफरेंस इज ओनली ऑफ द डिग्री। बोथ आर नॉट एक्सेप्टिंग द ब्रह्मा, बट रिवर्जन one, that is the Veer Shiva, they are discarding in a very hard manner, and Lingayat, they are not discarding in such manner. So these two words, Veer Shiva and Lingayat, both are actually follower. Are you getting my voice or not? Because here something.
Yes,
Any
sir.
person?
All clear, sir.
Okay, okay. Now Veer Shiva and Lingayat, these are the two sections, both belongs to, both are the followers of the Lord Shiva. Both are rejecting the authority of the Brahma. One is rigorously decline the authority, another is not rigorously denying the authority. So this is another word you can get, that is Veer Shiva and Lingayat. Two more words are, not two but three more words are here. Follower of Arya Samaj, Brahma Samaj and Prarthana Samaj. So these are also being called as a Hindu. Brahma Samaj. Brahma Samaj means here the section of the Hindu who are accepting the Brahma as authority, their own authority. So the followers, the section who are following the Brahma, they are being classified as a Brahma Samaj. Another Prarthana Samaj. Prarthana means what? They are believing in the prayer. If you want to get the moksha, moksha means salvation. If you want to get the moksha or salvation, prayer is only medium by which you can get the moksha. So being called as Prarthana Samaj, follower of the Prarthana Samaj. The third, that is Arya Samaj, I think you are all knowing well. What is the meaning of the Arya? Arya Samajis, this is another section of the society. Arya Samajis. What they did? The contribution of the Arya Samaj we cannot deny. Because this Arya Samaj, it is being established, and what was the objective of the Arya Samaj? The main objective of the Arya Samaj was, what was the objective? To purify the persons who became non-Hindu, and by way of purification, they purify the non-Hindu into the Hindu religion. So these three words always keep in our mind. One is Brahma Samaj, who is accepting the authority of the Brahma. The second one, that is Prarthana Samaj. They believe that how to achieve the salvation by way of the prayer. And the third one, that is Arya Samaj. Arya Samajis, they are actually being developed later on, and the objective of the Arya Samajis was to purify the non-Hindus. There was a time when the Hindu were being converted, and they were being compelled to convert into the Muslim religion or to other religion, even Christianity they are also accepting. Now if they want to come again in the Hindu religion, how they can come in the Hindu religion? By way of purification. And this purification was being done only by the Arya Samajis. So now, the first class which is provide section 2 subsection 1. I am repeating again, this act will apply. The first class, what is written in the class, to the person who are Hindu by religion in any of its form or development, including Veer Shiva, Lingayat, followers of Arya Samaj, Prarthana Samaj and Brahma Samaj. So we have actually discussed the first part of the clause 1. I think that today this is the first day, and how many persons are being linked I am not aware to know, because I have not downloaded the attendance. This is another app which is required to be downloaded, but right now I have not downloaded. So I am not aware that how many students are being linked with me right now. And since this is the class first, therefore I want to stop my lecture right now, because those persons who are not able to link with me, it may be possible that they may be deprived of that. So after that, another class I will take on the same time, but the day will be Wednesday. Wednesday means that will be the 16th of September. Today is 14th. 15th September we are meeting together on the same time. Same time means 11 to 12. I will send the new link. Please convey your classmates also, that maximum number of students should join and take the benefit of this online classes. One information I want also to communicate with you, that these 3 classes will be online, but rest 3 days we have planned to upload the material on the BHU website, as we have done in the last session. So 3 classes we shall take online, 3 days we shall upload the material. But I am postponing to upload the material on BHU website in this week. From next week you can get the material also. So firstly I want to get information from your side, that what are the topics you are interested, on which I will upload the material, and what are the topics which you are interested that I will take the online classes. So please communicate your willingness, that you want to be discussed online, and what topic that give your responses on my email. Please note down my email. I have created another email for students, and that email is Ajay, AJAI, BHU, Ajay, AJAI, Y मत लिखिएगा, AJAI, BHU सब स्मॉल में रहेगा, 2020 @gmail.com. So please communicate your consent, that what topic we want to discuss online and what topic I will upload the material. Thank you. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Any person facing any problem?
No, sir.